Welcome back to the Jersey Oddcast, where the headlines are local, the opinions are strong, and the conversation, well, it just tends to go a little bit off the rails. Joseph F. Berenato, Gabriel J. Donio, and me, Gina Rullo, are here for you, and this week we've got a full show. We're breaking down everything from Hammonton Town Council, updates to a major accident in Waterford, and what's really happening with development, zoning, and some decisions that have people asking questions. We'll get into the future of kindergarten at St. Joe, a postponed hearing on that proposed AI data center, and the sale of a key property along the White Horse Pike. On the lighter side, it's festival season almost. Pop culture is doing its thing with everything from Harry Potter to Jerry Maguire, show me the money, and so much more. We've got your Rocco's Townhouse community calendar, your Bencast Stone Oddcast forecast, and of course your Oddcast Odd Fact. We want to repeat those information at dinner and a forecast that we're hoping is going to be more spring-like. So stick with us. We've got chaos, commentary, and a whole lot of community. Joe, how was the council meeting? You go, so
Long.
we don't have to.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
It was long, and I'm thinking of asking for a raise.
How long is long? Like,
2
how
hours and
spoiled
45
are you?
minutes.
How long?
Wow.
2
2
hours and
hours and
45 minutes.
45. That's long.
We've done those, Gabe.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Years ago.
Yeah, it was a long one, partly because there were 4 presentations before the regular order of business even commenced. The first was from Mary Ann Templeton, who was informing council of her annual food drive. Council supported the drive and offered any assistance necessary. The second presentation was by Deanna and Tyler Falcone of Kilowatt Coffee, who were seeking permission to place their coffee truck at 373 South White Horse Pike, which is the Gino Pinto Plaza. That zone traditionally doesn't allow permanent food trucks. However, it was determined that the vehicle in question, which will only be serving beverages, does not qualify as a food truck, and thus approval was granted. The third presentation regarded the installation of water lines in the Lakeview Gardens section of Hammonton, where wells have tested above acceptable limits for PFAS. And this has been an ongoing issue and
Where
project.
is that for people who are maybe not familiar?
That's, you go off of Egg Harbor Road, you turn on the Moss Mill Road, and you've got like Poplar and all of those over in that section of town there. And as a matter of fact, if
Oh,
this
here we
helps,
go.
My favorite nerd.
hey, it's what
Got a
I
little
do.
map.
Yeah.
Okay.
Residents of the area were invited to attend the council meeting for more information, including receiving the rendering of the proposed lines, and a Q&A as to what PFAS is and so forth. Those in attendance seemed in favor of the idea of the installation of the lines, which would be funded through grant money that would require all residents to hook into town water once available.
Okay.
And
That's a
the
big undertaking.
It is a very big undertaking, and it had been mentioned before that the town was looking at 2 revenue sources. One was an H2 loan, but they only give each municipality $2 million a year in loans, and the town has already applied for the extension of the water main in Route 54 in conjunction with that project. Whereas this one, they would fund the whole thing. It would be a grant. We wouldn't have to pay anything back, but council would have to adopt an ordinance that within a certain amount of time following completion of the project, every resident in the area would need to hook into it, and they would have
Okay.
to decommission their wells within a certain amount of time. The council expressed a wish that more residents would have attended the meeting to get more input, but again, those who did attend basically seemed to be like, how long is this going to take? Can we do this now? Please hurry. So make of that what you will. The fourth presentation was from several members of the community who expressed dissatisfaction, to put it mildly, about the removal of the trees at the Ryder property on Bellevue and Packer, which we discussed before, and also
Right.
expressed concern about the aesthetics of the homes that builder D.R. Horton will be placing on those properties. Now, an official from D.R. Horton was among those in attendance, and she said that the company has acted on input from nearby residents to update the aesthetics of the proposed homes to better fit with the character of the neighborhood. And that's not something you hear very often from developers. Once the business of the
No.
meeting began at about 9 o'clock, it was fairly boilerplate. One note was the introduction of Ordinance 4 of 2026, which is a bond ordinance for roadway and drainage improvements on West End Avenue. This would cover the entirety of the roadway from 12th to 13th and is largely covered by a grant from the NJDOT. Before the close of the meeting, resident Dana Grasso addressed council regarding the recent high number of youth cancer diagnoses in the area of 13th Street, North 2 Road, and North 1st Road. She asked council for help in formally requesting a study of the area, and council pledged not only their support, but also asked Grasso for help in drafting the necessary documentation. So quite a bit happened in that 2 hours and 45 minutes.
It
And you
sounds
stayed
like it.
and you
Yeah.
stayed awake through the whole thing?
I did stay awake through the entire thing, yes.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah.
Was anyone
Um,
from council absent?
Anthony Marino.
Okay.
Everybody
Just
else was in
curious.
attendance.
What's your take so far on the administration and what their reaction is to these things, Joe? I mean, this was a long meeting. How did the mayor handle it?
I'd say he handled it well. I don't know. He listened, he responded, he had a back and forth, gave everybody their due. He conducts a pretty tight meeting when the schedule allows for it. Council seems receptive to public input, which is always helpful.
Okay.
I don't know if that answered your question, but
No, it does.
yeah.
Any discussion about road work for 2026?
Beyond the Route 54 water main and then West End, no, not really. No. Like no proposed, oh, we're going to go fix up Passmore. No, nothing like that.
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
curious. I like to know what's going on, see if they're talking about what roads are going to fix. It's pothole season.
It is pothole season, and they have been out and they have been filling them, which is good. Especially when you consider all the potholes that formed after the plowing and salting this past winter. Good Lord.
Yeah, so
Oh
I
yeah.
was just curious. So they said, "Oh, Blake Street really needs to be done, etc." You know what I mean? I was just curious.
I'm just happy they're finally getting to West End. I've been saying for years that at the very least, the stretch between 12th and Orchard, it's so
Yeah.
pocked and patched, it's like driving on the cobblestones in the old city. It's terrible.
As long as you're not prone to hyperbolic comments, it's fine.
And yeah, it's not hyperbole. When was the last time you drove down that little stretch?
Not that long ago,
It's
probably a week or two.
it's bumpy, and it has been for years.
You sure it's not just after a late night at the West End that you're feeling that way?
Oh, I don't drive after late nights at West End. I
Yeah,
walk.
that's wise. That's wise.
Yeah.
Gabe, if you're looking to buy a home in Hammonton or anywhere in South Jersey or a commercial property, what realtor do you recommend we call?
We always recommend Phil Carr. If you're looking to buy or sell your home or commercial property in South Jersey, call Phil Carr, owner of Crowley and Carr Real Estate. Crowley and Carr is the best place in town to find the best place in town. Call them at 609-561-0505 or go to Facebook or Instagram.
Gabe, unfortunately, there was a fatal accident in Waterford Township.
Yes, there was a fatal pedestrian motor vehicle crash in Atco, Gina, on Friday, March 27th. At approximately 5:45 a.m., the Waterford Township Police Department responded to a report of a motor vehicle crash involving a pedestrian on the White Horse Pike, Route 30, near Vineyard Road in the Atco section of the township. Preliminary investigation indicates, according to a release, that a vehicle traveling eastbound on the White Horse Pike struck a pedestrian who appeared to be attempting to cross the roadway. The pedestrian, identified as 51-year-old Mark Cafferton of Voorhees, New Jersey, sustained fatal injuries as a result of the collision. The driver of the vehicle, who is not named, remained at the scene and is cooperating with investigators. No additional details are being released at this time. The crash remains under investigation by the Waterford Township Police Department in conjunction with the Camden County Prosecutor's Office Crash Investigation Team. Anyone who may have witnessed the incident or has additional information is asked to contact the Waterford Township Police Department at 856-783-4900 or the Camden County Prosecutor's Office at 856-225-8400. And it's just a tragic accident, it looks like.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, it's just heartbreaking to hear. It's not the kind of news you want to report on, but
Mm.
you do need to acknowledge that it happened and just remind everyone to be safe when you're driving out there. Be careful. Always be aware. You may be a great driver, but not everyone else around you is, or there's wildlife that can spring out on the road or a ghost on the road. There's some haunted roads in South Jersey. You guys got to be careful.
Yeah, you never know about the ghosts.
Yes, yes, that's the concern.
Anything could be the concern. In the other end of the spectrum, St. Joe's Little Cubs Preschool, it takes place in the old St. Joe Elementary School and is part of Mount St. Mary of Mount Carmel Parish, announced that they're going to be having kindergarten starting in September of 2026. Registration was scheduled to open on Monday, March 30th. And what's exciting about this is that the Little Cubs Preschool program started off small and has really grown into a magical program over the last few years, even though there is a free option at the school district for all day pre-K.
Hmm.
So it's a very vibrant program. They have excellent groups of teachers. If you talk to any of the parents, they'll tell you that. And now they're going to be offering kindergarten, and it's nice to see this resurgence in private education in Hammonton.
Yeah, yeah, I'm very happy to see this. I know that it's been important to Father Rivera to try and reinvigorate since the diocese decided to close St. Joe's School in general. So the fact that it's continuing, it's thriving, and it has the support of the community to expand, I think is just fantastic news.
Yeah, this is a big jump to go to kindergarten, and I think it says something about the dedication that Father Rivera and the parish have to Catholic education. And I think it says something about the parents of Hammonton and the surrounding area who want an option and are willing to work to try and make it happen. And they are
Mhm.
succeeding.
Yeah.
We've seen the lifeblood being flow back into St. Joe Academy. I can tell every day by the number of cars that are parked out there for the students that it's a real concern
Yeah,
now,
Hmm.
and that they offer lower grades too. They offer the eighth grade program and everything. So to see this private education coming back into the heart of Hamilton is really exciting, and it's such an opportunity.
Yeah, and it
agreed.
speaks to not only the need, but it speaks to the desire for it.
Yeah. Best of luck to St. Joe and to St. Mary Mount Carmel Parish. Can't wait to see what happens in the future.
Hmm.
If you're like us and you need glasses, we recommend going to Hamilton Family Eye Care. They'll take good care of you like they take care of us.
That's right. See Hamilton Family Eye Care for routine and medical eye care for all ages. From glasses to contacts to eye exams and more, visit Hamilton Family Eye Care at Peachtree Plaza, 80 South White Horse Pike in Hamilton. Call 609-567-7479 or go to hamiltonfamilyeyecare.com.
Thanks, Gabe. So I was browsing on Facebook as one does, and like a page was suggested for me, and it was like Festivals of New Jersey or something. And I
Okay.
was like, oh, okay. So I clicked on the link, and I'm like, okay, there's a couple of Hamilton things, there's a couple of like area things on there. But I noticed one big event was glaringly missing. Did you notice it?
Oh, absolutely. I noticed it, and that's why I don't think that page has any credibility at all. Like how
Validity.
yeah, like how you gonna leave that out? But if you want, I can provide a little bit of a list of at least festivals coming up in Hamilton in the coming months because
Okay.
according to that page, there was something in the area of 4.8 million festivals taking place in New Jersey in 2026. And so I'm not going through all of them.
No,
That
No.
may have been hyperbole.
4.8 million?
That
It seems
I
a
think he's
little
being
high.
hyper. I think he's being
Yeah, a
extra
little bit.
Cat.
Little bit.
the word for today is hyperbole.
Hyperbole. That was it.
So, spring has officially sprung, temperatures are slowly climbing upwards, and festival season is officially upon us, and nobody likes a good festival like the people of Hammonton. So, here are a few in the coming months, and this is by no means all inclusive. First up is the Spring Festival at White Horse Winery on April 18th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 106 Hall Street, even though I believe that is technically Winslow Township. This is a free, family-friendly community event and the perfect way to enjoy a spring afternoon with food trucks, local vendors, and small businesses, outdoor games, shopping, entertainment, and spring vibes, wine available for purchase from White Horse Winery, and live music, so bring a blanket, stay a while, and hang out. That weekend is also the first annual Cherry Blossom Festival at White Barn Orchards, 361 Route 206. Hosted by White Barn Orchards and Penz's Pick Your Own, and co-hosted by Castone's Bees and Menino's Cannoli Express, this two-day event is free and includes select local vendors for food, drink, crafts, White Barn Orchards artisan sourdough breads and baked goods, and more. Further details to follow as we get closer to cherry season at Atlantic County's only cherry orchard, and this is a pet-friendly event. On May 2nd, from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m., Art Club of Hammonton will once again host the Hammonton Arts and Music Festival on Horton Street between Bellevue Avenue and Orchard Streets. There will be a vendor market, food trucks, live music, games, and more, and feature performances by Samantha May, Clune, the West Meadow Dwellers, the Allegory Dance Theater, and more. On June 13th, from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m., the town of Hammonton will once again host the Hammonton Food Truck Fest. Dozens of food trucks and carts will line the streets of downtown Hammonton, offering all kinds of fare to eat and drink. Come early and sample often. From June 25th to June 27th, Paradise Lake Campground will be home to the 4th annual Into the Pines Festival, a celebration of music, arts, and culture with more than a dozen bands, local food vendors, and artisans, camping, swimming, and more. Then, on June 28th, the Greater Hammonton Chamber of Commerce will hold the 40th annual Red, White, and Blueberry Festival on the grounds of Hammonton High School. This will be a special one held in conjunction with the nation's semi-sesquicentennial, so expect live music, food.
He loves it.
Expect live music, food, vendors, a car show, a pie eating contest, and much more, including millions of blueberries, and that is not hyperbole. And of course, no festival list in Hammonton would be complete, and we need to tell the festival website this because this one they left off, without the Feast of Our Lady of Mount Carmel, which will be held from July 13th through July 18th in and around the Mount Carmel grounds, a staple in Hammonton since 1875. That's Italian Christmas in Hammonton, with faith, food, family and friends, games, carnival rides, live entertainment, and so very much more. And we need to send that website a scathing letter because
how could they leave that out? How could they?
Of all of them, how do you leave that out?
I agree. I was like, the first thing I checked for that, and I checked for the Blueberry Festival.
Yeah. Like,
I
don't know how you missed that.
Longest running Italian American festival in the country.
Yeah.
Duh.
For shame.
And it draws so many people. That's the other thing. It's not like it's a slouch festival.
Yeah, and it received papal honors last year. It's globally known.
Yeah, I know. It's just strange.
They messed up. We're
they
calling
did.
them out
For
on
sure.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, you said festival list, but I think festivalist is a word that should be invented to apply to people who go to festivals.
Okay, you know what? Yeah, coin that. That's yours now. We're making that a thing.
We're gonna make that a thing.
Yeah.
So if you go to Burning Man, you're a festivalist.
Yeah, exactly.
If Gabe shows up at Coachella, he's a festivalist.
Yeah, if Gabe shows up at Coachella, that's a miracle. So
I think if any of us show up at Coachella, it's a miracle.
Yeah, I would say so.
If any of us show up there, it's because we took a wrong turn on Albuquerque. That's why.
For sure.
Yeah.
Is there any festival that you do want to go to?
Locally or
anywhere?
Oh.
Would you go to Burning Man? Would you go to Coachella? Would you go to whatever?
I used to go to the Y100 festival when they had that, the Festival. They used to have that at
look at that.
At the Camden Sony E Center, whatever the hell it's called now.
Oh, I was there.
Yeah.
I have my Fez.
Gina had the Fez to prove it.
Yeah, I saw a lot of cool bands there. A lot of them. For cheap, for $20. Where else are you going to see Toad the Wet Sprocket, Beck, Luscious Jackson, and like Squirrel Nut Zippers all in the same place?
Nowadays, nowhere, I don't think. You're saying back then. Yeah. That was for $20.
Yeah, cheap trick. Yeah.
According to the internet, there is a Blobfest festival. It's a 3-day festival commemorating the 1958 sci-fi classic, The Blob.
Every year in Phoenixville.
Oh my God, like I could see you going there.
Yeah, I haven't gotten up there. They hold it at the Colonial Theater. I have been to Phoenixville. Right. I've been to the Colonial Theater, and the Colonial Theater is where they shot the famous scene with all the thousands of screaming kids running out of the theater. Yeah, Phoenixville's a nice town. It's a real nice area. I haven't been to Blobfest yet, but I have been to that theater.
You know, everyone says Gabe's a fun guy. Maybe he should go to the Humongous Fungus Festival.
Uh-huh.
That's at Crystal Falls, Michigan.
Yeah, I feel like we got abused there with that particular pun.
I feel like if you go, you're gonna have to bring John Wiesner with you, because I
Well,
don't
you
know
know
if.
you're not going because you don't eat mushrooms.
But I
Yeah.
remember, like, one of his things was like, "There's a fungus among us." Ha! Did you have him in middle school, Gabe?
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
I did. He was my English teacher in middle
yeah,
school.
I
yeah.
don't
Joe
Yeah.
want to
does.
go to the roadkill
He
cook-off. I
also
have no desire to go to the Hillbilly Days Festival.
Oh,
Maybe Hemingway Days. I think that could
I
be fun.
I grew up next to the Roadkill Cook-Up. That was my neighbor growing up. He was in the press at least once a year for his penchant for picking up recently deceased animals along the
roadkill.
roadway. Yeah,
My dad had a box for years. It was like a fake box of there's like hamburger helper. It was roadkill helper. And it was like just like pretend like how to make it, whatever.
Sounds delicious.
But again, we encourage this festival website to find the Mount Carmel Festival and add it to their list for
yeah,
us to even consider it mildly complete.
for real.
Yeah,
We're
that's a glaring omission.
shame on your family, all the things.
Oh yeah. But seriously, add them to the list. It's a
Yeah.
great festival.
Yeah,
Yeah. Or we're going to build a giant fence around the town and not let you in. And
I'm
if we want to build a
surprised we
giant
haven't
fence around
already
the
done that.
town, we should really call Master Wire.
yes, because for more than 40 years, Masterwire Manufacturing Fence Company has been providing the South Jersey and tri-state area with residential and commercial fence supplies and services. Whether you're looking for quality products to do it yourself or are in need of a trustworthy fencing company to install your fence, they've got you covered. Masterwire Manufacturing Fence Company provides the highest quality products and customer service to each and every person who walks through their doors or gives them a call. Contact Masterwire at 609-567-1616 or visit their website at masterwirefence.net.
And if you're looking for a great bite to eat, no matter the day or the time, head over to the Silver Coin.
That's right, Gina. Located in the heart of South Jersey between Philadelphia and Atlantic City, the Silver Coin Diner is a family-owned restaurant and has served South Jersey since 1982. It gleams like a 50s diner on the outside and is warm and inviting on the inside. The Silver Coin is famous for serving quality food at family-friendly prices. This rock star of a diner is on the cutting edge of restaurant trends, constantly updating its menu and introducing new healthy specials. Everyone at the Silver Coin is eager to please, so if you are in the area or passing through, stop in their location at 20 South White Horse Pike in Hammonton and let them treat you like family. Contact the Silver Coin Diner at 609-561-6974 or visit their website at silvercoindiner.net.
So we've been talking about the AI data center in Vineland for about a year now, and
Mhm.
everyone else seems to have caught up. Welcome to the party. And now the hearing has been postponed for the second part. Is that what I read?
Yes, after a large outpouring from the community, the Vineland Planning Board postponed a meeting before the application before the planning board has been postponed. The meeting was scheduled for March 26th, where they were expected to consider plans tied to the second phase of a 2.6 million square foot AI data center already under construction. According to reports, a city spokesperson said that the meeting was postponed at the request of Data One, the project's developer. The company is building the AI data center for Nebius, the Netherlands based company set to operate the facility, and Nebius recently secured a $17 billion contract to supply AI computing power to Microsoft through the Vineland facility. Also, according to reports, that the development's second phase would expand the data center into a two-story, 588,000 square foot building and include a power generation facility, water infrastructure, and a liquefied natural gas system. The site is expected to create about 500 construction jobs and between 150 and 200 permanent positions once operational. Now, it was unclear if the protest from the community were the cause for the postponement, but the timing's a little coincidental, a little too
A little
coincidental for my
coincidental.
tastes. Yeah. So, yes, their appearance before the planning board has been postponed at their request.
What do we think?
Obviously, there's been an uptick in the pushback on the AI data center since we started talking about this so long ago, and now
Yeah.
it seems like that as Joe said, it seems coincidental that this expansion would be postponed. This application, anyway, for the expansion. I don't know. It seems like there is a growing groundswell of opposition out there to AI data centers. They seem like an easy target
Hmm.
only because of their size and the resources they use.
That's exactly it. The amount of resources that they use, and then whatever stress, or that's not exactly the right word that I want to look for, that they put on the grid, and the potential to really increase bills for everyone based on power supply availability, delivery fees, and so forth. Now, I don't necessarily know how that works in Vineland, because Vineland's got their own electric company. I can't speak to that. And their plans do seem to have a power generation thing, but I know everybody's concerned about the water used, even though they have proposed in the past a water reclamation system. And there have been recent complaints about noise being generated from said facility. Now, I believe I read that Data One had said that the noise being generated is tied to construction and isn't permanent, but still, you were promised no noise, and there's this constant hum going on. And
Mm-hmm.
agree with the townsfolk or disagree with the townsfolk, I enjoy seeing this level of civic engagement where people come together as a community and say, we want this or we don't want this, and how can we make an impact? And you want to see that at meetings where it will have an effect.
Yeah, it's nice to see that influence being brought out in the community.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like seeing everyone coming out. There's been a couple of issues lately where I'm like, how are, why are we the ones that know about this? Why aren't other people paying attention? I think about the trees coming down on the Ryder lot. People are very shocked by it. I know for a fact that we've reported on it. And these are things that we've been tracking.
3.5 years ago. That's nothing
Yeah,
new. Yeah.
so it's like one of those things. It's like people are upset, but they don't realize how late they are upset. And if they knew how late they are, I think would they be more upset? I don't know.
I don't know. People
It's
have
one of the things
busy
I've been
lives.
wrangling. Yeah.
Not everybody reads everything or listens to everything, and I think that's part of it. And then they don't see it until it's actually going up or being, in the case of the trees on the rider lot, coming down. So they don't. It's not until it happens that they pay attention.
Yeah, and that then falls again under something that we talked about before about land use laws and notice and so forth. And I believe it's neighbors within 200 feet, which, given the size of a lot, like that could be two lots down and you don't get notice. I would like to see that increase to within a certain radius of any given lot or property, because 200 feet is nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
You're,
that's
you're, you're
true.
absolutely right. It's frustrating because I feel like, are we doing the best that we can? And this is the question I've been wrangling with my entire journalistic careers. Are we making sure that people have the information? What more can we do to make sure they have it? I feel like a level of responsibility, but then again, Gabe will tell me all the time that you can't make people care.
No, you can't. You can't make people care. You can't make people decide what they do or do not care about.
Yeah. Short of standing by the town clock like a carnival barker or employing newsies with a screaming extra, we can do all we can.
Yeah, and it's just you look at there's so many more communities now that are in news deserts, and that they are really missing out by not having local news. These things are going to pop up, and that's when government has the ability to let things kind of slide by. You now have all the legal ads are now able to be online. They don't need to be printed. So again, it's a way for things to just slide by, and you have to pay attention. Otherwise, you don't have the right to complain, and that's unfortunate.
Yeah. No, you're right.
And it's just a lot of room for gaps right now.
Yeah.
And things are falling through those gaps for sure.
Yeah. Speaking of that, a key property on the White Horse Pike was recently sold.
That's right, Gina. There's a property at 820 South White Horse Pike that was Wolf Commercial Real Estate announced in a release the successful sale of 820 South White Horse Pike in Hammonton, New Jersey, a 10,000 square foot building. The property was acquired by DDM NJ Real Estate Holdings LLC for conversion into a rehabilitation and treatment facility. Located along the White Horse Pike corridor, the property offers strong visibility and accessibility for its new healthcare-focused use. A key component, according to the release, involved working with the town to ensure proper zoning for the buyer's intended use. Through proactive coordination, the release said approvals were secured, allowing the transaction to move forward and align with the buyer's operational needs. So this transaction marks a continued relationship with the seller, Car Holdings LLC, representing WCRE's second successful disposition of this asset. The repeat engagement reflects confidence in WCRE's ability to execute transactions that maximize long-term value. And it says Ryan Barikian of WCRE represented both the buyer, DDM NJ Real Estate Holdings LLC, and the seller, CARR Holdings LLC.
Yeah, it's a great property. I was not expecting this, kind of surprising, but I'm here. I guess I could see it.
I
It
don't
was
recognize
remodeled. I don't know. Go ahead.
that building. What was it?
They were medical offices, I believe, at one time, and it had a very distinctive sort of late 60s, 70s look that has now been removed and it's
Okay.
been renovated. It's like a green on the top and a brown on the bottom building.
Yeah, because I couldn't place what that used to be. Like, I've seen that building, but I don't remember what was in it.
There were, I believe, doctors' offices in it.
Okay.
Was one of them in a orthopedic type doctor, Gabe?
Yes, I believe so. And the
Yeah.
building back then had a big mansard roof, and so it's changed the style quite a bit.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
so it's going to be something new. It's going to be filled. Do we like it? I don't know. I don't really have a lot of opinions about it.
Is that the latest rehabilitation facility? Pyramid is the one that's in the former hospital, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, if there's a need, okay, cool. I've got no problem with it.
Yeah,
And
and
it
as long
says
as
the zoning was approved.
yeah, so I guess it has been, but I don't. There's been a little period where I maybe did not pay attention as much as I should have.
I feel that.
Maybe it did happen.
Yeah, it might have been in the last couple of years, obviously.
Yeah. So we'll just have to do a better job of keeping an eye on that kind of stuff. Make sure that because when Pyramid went through and got their approvals, they were pretty rigorous about security and shut down all that stuff. Because
Yes.
there's been a couple locations that were looked at in town for inpatient residential treatment facilities. Unless this is a different kind of rehabilitation and treatment, and they just didn't write it explicitly enough in the press release.
Could be. Very well could be.
Yeah, it could be. We can only go by what we read. So
Yeah. So we're curious to see what happens. Perhaps we could do an OPRA request, but I don't want to get on the bad side of municipal government considering a school district is suing someone for too many OPRA requests or something like that.
Yeah, according to reports, Cherry Hills School District is suing city resident Ben Shore, journalist, and wants to ban him from filing records requests with the district for 1 year because of his, quote, numerous, repeated, and vexatious OPRA requests. Just to clarify, Shore has filed 14 Open Public Records Act requests in the last 12 months. I think we used to do more than that in a month.
At times, yes.
The district is able to do this because of a change in OPRA law that came about in 2022 that gives judges the power to ban some people from filing records requests entirely if a public entity accuses them of using the requests to substantially interrupt how the entity functions. OPRA allows anyone to request documentation from government bodies, including electronic records, communications, and so forth. And Gina, you can, I'm sure, speak more to exactly what is allowed. But back to Shore. According to reports, he runs Shore Investigates, a local news site that focuses on Cherry Hill. Apparently, he has had no pushback with OPRA requests from Cherry Hill's municipal government, but the school district is another matter entirely. He has requested videos of board meetings, legal bills, invoices, and other records requests, and has filed 4 lawsuits when the district has denied his requests. The lawsuit also, according to reports, seeks to ban his brother Daniel from filing public records requests. Allegedly, thus far, he has filed one single OPRA request with the district.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It certainly doesn't seem like there's, on its face, it's hard to see the justification for the lawsuit when we're not talking about 140 OPRA requests. We're talking about 14
Yeah.
over a 12-month period. I
Yeah,
mean,
unless it's like a
but
14, 30-page
right,
OPRA request.
and it
Do you
might
know,
be. It might
yeah,
be.
I don't know enough. I just don't like the chilling effect that this has, that there's
Right.
room in the law for this. Again, it's the people to have the right to have access to the information that's allowed to them.
Yeah.
The public
You-
has a right to know
yeah.
Yeah,
what's
OPRA
going
was
on.
groundbreaking when it comes to
yeah.
governmental transparency. And this apparently was what did I say? 2022 was when the change came about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's a change. It's
Thanks, Governor Murphy.
Yeah.
It was, yeah. We did a lot of good things with OPRA requests when we were in print journalism.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say we didn't. And the municipal clerks that I worked with in multiple municipalities were amazing to work with, and they did a lot of
yes,
work for me to help pull that information together. But if they are a good clerk, if they're a good steward of public records, and I can't speak for the Cherry Hill School District because I don't know, that information is pretty accessible.
Yeah.
And there were a
Yeah.
time or two when I asked for something that they just didn't have, and they just didn't have it. It might have been a video. Like I was looking for a video one time for something from like way back when. They didn't have it. Okay. Things weren't digitized like the way they are now. So I understood that. I think they would have loved to have sued me for going after some of the information that I was going for, and they probably would have if this law was in place.
it
Yeah.
This
definitely
is,
has a chilling effect.
Oh
yeah,
There's
yeah.
no doubt about that.
this is not good for journalism. This is not good for free speech, and this is not good for government.
No, especially since, like, how do you quantify what are too many requests? How do you quantify what can substantially interrupt? Now, I understand that that's probably something for a judge slash jury, whomever, to decide, but why should it even get that far? Like,
Yeah,
how do you
you need.
substantially interrupt the workings of government with an OPRA request?
Do you need a building permit? You need copies of bills. Like all of that should be fairly accessible. A video, minutes. I can
Right.
understand if this was like a police department and you wanted body cam footage. Like that might be a little troublesome because there might be things you have to scrub out for people's safety.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't. Again,
That's a different, to me. That's a totally different realm. But and look,
so I don't know what he's requesting, and I haven't seen it, and I don't know if this person requesting it is a good and faithful steward of information. I don't know that.
but
But
just
to
the
go
fact
this
that you just,
far
yeah,
is
it seems excessive just on its face. But then again, we don't know all the details.
no. But I'm sure we'll follow this. This is Cherry Hill School District with a huge budget, a large number of employees going after I think what'd you say? Did you say 25 years old or something like that?
25. It's in
Yeah.
the
I think I read in the
release.
article. Yeah. It just feels sledgehammer. You know what I mean? I would have buried him in paperwork if I was the steward of the record, person in charge of the records for the Cherry Hill School District.
Yeah,
Mm.
okay. You want it? Here.
Here,
Yeah,
here's your
absolutely.
blizzard.
I mean,
Yeah, that's what I would have done, but that's just me. But again, we'll see what happens. And again, like I don't want to say I'm against Cherry Hill or I'm for this person. I need to see what happens more, but I will be following this.
yeah, agreed.
For this gentleman running that website, I hope he has insurance. You can get your business insurance from somewhere like Diversified.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. You should see Diversified Insurance for all your commercial and personal insurance needs. They are a value-added firm. They provide unsurpassed service, consult with you to determine your needs, and offer you a choice of insurance plans and programs. They are a value hunter who can find the best combination of coverage, service, and price. Contact them today at 609-567-7771 or visit their website at diversifiedinsuranceofnj.com.
It's Easter weekend coming up. Gotta make sure you have all your stuff to make a delicious ham or lamb for Easter dinner, or maybe you do lasagna. So make sure to stop into Bagliani's and maybe you get one of those giant chocolate eggs. Hint.
Yes, what's better than stopping by for Easter. At Baglandy's Market, they always say, we treat our customers like family. With a variety of custom cut meats, farm fresh produce, delicious cheeses, a full deli, and more, Baglandy's Market has something for everyone. They are famous for their wide variety of authentic Italian specialty products. Try their Italian bread and rolls, prepared foods, and homemade pasta. Follow their social media for weekly loyalty reward promos. Baglandy's Market is located at 417 12th Street in Hammonton. Call 609 561 0693 or visit Facebook and Instagram for more information.
Thank you, Gabe. I appreciate that.
No problem.
And we
My
have a
pleasure.
county employee who's in a little bit of trouble. Joe?
I believe that is putting it mildly, yes.
Allegedly.
No, he's in trouble. That's for certain, but everything else is alleged. On March 10th, Atlanta County Department of Public Works Supervisor Joseph Jenkins Ridley, 48 of Mays Landing, was indicted for official misconduct and theft over $75,000. According to a release from the Atlanta County prosecutor in May of 2025, members of the county's DPW noticed irregularities in their diesel fuel logs and notified authorities. An investigation revealed that the accused has been using his position to gain access to county fuel pumps for trucks that he owns for his private business, Z5 Logistics. The release says that since March of 2023, Jenkins Ridley has directed his employees to fuel trucks almost daily at county pumps, totaling just under $80,000 in stolen fuel. The indictment charges Jenkins Ridley with second-degree official misconduct, theft, and conspiracy for his role orchestrating and leading a large-scale diesel fuel theft operation. And as a reminder, everyone in the state of New Jersey is innocent until proven guilty, and these are allegations.
They're allegations, but it's sobering stuff.
Oh, yeah.
To take your position allegedly of authority and do that with it is brazen for sure, if that is what happened. This indictment has come down, so there we go.
Brazen to say the least, and I'm actually surprised. Like, it took them 2 years to figure out that there was that manner of theft going on. That's shocking as well.
Yeah, it is. Who's watching the cash register?
Yeah. Somebody's got to mind the store.
It's very unfortunate. I don't like to see it. Government moves slowly, and I think that's probably why it took a while. But when you work for the government, you are entrusted with the public dollars, and this is just so sad to see. And it's not like it's a new story. We've seen it before.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's just very frustrating to see this. Gabe, if you want to change your political affiliation, the deadline is coming up.
That's right, Gina. And that came out, the Office of the Superintendent of Elections, reminding affiliated voters who want to change their party that they must do so by Wednesday, April 8th, in order to participate in the June 2nd primary election. If you're unsure of your party affiliation or voter registration status, Superintendent Bugden urges voters to call her office at 609 645 5882, where election officials are on hand to assist. The Office of the Superintendent of Elections wants voters to know that party affiliation changes are quick and simple. Voters can update their party online at www.vote.nj.gov and click on Register to Vote. They can request a party declaration form via mail by calling 609 645 5882. And they can update their party affiliation by completing a voter registration form and indicating their chosen party therein. So they're just looking for people to reach out to them before the June primary. If they want to have that affiliation change, that has to happen by Wednesday, April 8th.
I have never changed my affiliation, but looking back, I wish I had changed it every year. Just for shits and giggles. For funsies.
For funsies, yeah.
I think it'd be really confusing. Have you ever changed your affiliation?
Yeah, I've changed it a few times. I am currently unaffiliated.
Is it more fun?
I
Do you
don't
change
know
it? Do you get different mail?
I honestly don't recall, especially around election
Do
season.
you get different mail? I
You
love
get
it.
47,000 documents from each candidate. I affiliated with this so I could vote in this primary, affiliated with that so I can vote in that primary. And then, you know what? No, I don't, no. I'm just going to sit back and let the chips fall where they may and vote in November.
Gabe, have you ever changed?
No, I've never changed. It's always been the
Yeah,
same.
same. I feel very boring. I feel like maybe I'll start doing that. Maybe I'll just call up and change mine for
Bounce
June,
around a little bit. Why not?
and then I'll call next April. I'll just put a little note. Like April 2nd. I won't do it April 1st because everyone thinks I'm joking. Then I'll call and say, "Look, I need to change my affiliation," and I just do it every year and see if my mail changes and see if I get different people visiting my house.
And you think
It's
I'm a
something to think
boring.
about.
What's that?
I said, you think I'm a boring nerd for going to council meetings for excitement. You're like, I'm going to change my affiliation and see what kind of mail I get.
Yeah. Wow.
I try
Go,
to cause
go,
chaos
Getting
in a
crazy up
legal
in here.
manner. I'm trying
yeah.
to
Go
cause
big.
legal chaos. That's all.
That's it.
I don't want to. I'm not trying to live like a big life or anything like that. I just like the little things.
That's
Okay.
it. That's
Living La
very
Vida
little.
local.
Yeah.
You guys are haters. Very much haters. Last week, we had the privilege of having Paul DiMiglio on our show, for which I'm very grateful, and I appreciated his business lessons. I just want to mention that before we jump into our next sponsorship promotion of DiMiglio Septic and Quality Sanitation.
Yes, and Domeglio Septic and Quality Sanitation are here for a variety of services, including septic pump out, grease trap service, high pressure jetting, portable toilets, and more. Call 609-561-3597 or go to DeMiglioSeptic.com for DeMiglio Septic, or call 609-561-4666 for quality sanitation. Experience the DeMiglio difference, a promise of superior service, quality, and reliability.
Thank you. Gabe, what's happening on the community calendar for this month?
Lots going on. And Rocco's Townhouse prides themselves on two things. I think mainly the fact that they can be a spot where everyone can meet and eat, and secondly, the sponsorship of the Rocco's Townhouse community calendar. So there's delicious appetizers, entrees, burgers, and more at Rocco's, along with a full bar and plenty of craft beers on tap. Remember, everyone meets at the Townhouse, 21 North 3rd Street in Hammonton. Call them at 609-561-9384 or visit roccostownhouse.com. And now, the Rocco's Townhouse community calendar. Let's see what's happening around town. Kicking things off on Thursday, April 2nd, head over to the Canoe Club at Hammonton Lake Park for a speaker series hosted by the Historical Society of Hammonton. This one focuses on New Jersey women during World War II, both on the home front and abroad. It's free, open to the public, and gets underway at 7 p.m. with a membership meeting at 6 and refreshments at 6:45. So yes, you can learn something and snack. We support that. Then on Saturday, April 4th, if you're feeling a little rock and roll, the Landis Theater is hosting Urgent Tribute to Foreigner at 8 p.m. Tickets are $35 and you'll hear all the hits: Cold as Ice, Jukebox Hero, all of it. Basically, if you've ever sung into a hairbrush, this is your night. Jump ahead to Thursday, April 9th. Disco is alive and well at the Broadway Theater of Pittman with the New York Bee Gees. Showtime is 7 p.m. Tickets are $35, and it's wall to wall Bee Gees hits. So warm up those falsettos now. You've got a few days.
Let's hear it, Joe. Come on, falsetto.
There's no way I can hit that. I used to be able to do this. No way I can do that anymore.
Sorry, Gabe. Didn't mean to interrupt. Keep going.
That's okay. And then on Saturday, April 11th, we got a busy one. First up, in Folsom, Pulling for Vets is hosting a pulled pork dinner. Pardon me, at St. James Lutheran Church from 3:30 to 5:30 p.m. It's $12 a ticket. Take out a walk up, and all proceeds benefit local disabled veterans. Good food, great cause, easy yes. And later that night, back in Hammonton at the Elm Fire Hall, it's Designer Bag Bingo. That runs from 5 to 9 p.m., $35 a ticket with raffles, prizes, and light refreshments. So if you like a little competition with your handbags, there you go. That's your Rocco's Townhouse community calendar. Plenty to do, plenty to see. And as always, if you've got an event, send it our way.
Did you guys watch the trailer for the new Harry Potter television show?
I did.
I did.
And thoughts,
Why?
feelings, anything?
Why?
It seems like it's a reboot for a reboot's sake. I don't know.
Yeah, like why are we?
It looks lovingly done. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah, and
why are we doing it?
yeah, okay, they're going to include, I'm sure, with the format of being a television series, naturally, hopefully, they can include more things that were in the original books that were left out of the movies for brevity's sake,
Time's
time's sake. But why? You have iconic roles. Like, are they going to go back and make a Godfather television series and recast that? Like, why are we doing this? I don't understand the need for it at all.
I feel
Well,
very protective of the movies too. The biggest reason they're doing it is, of course, dollars.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, I
But
mean,
if you think
yeah,
about like a work like Pride and Prejudice, how many movies have they made? A lot. Is there anything better than the 1995 miniseries with Colin Firth? No, there is not. Have I watched that miniseries probably 20 times since 1995? At minimum, in full, every delicious bit of it. Sometimes even
Okay.
rewinding. Do I like the movie with Keira Knightley? Yeah, it's good. It's okay. It's not the greatest. It's not as good as the 1995, but maybe that's why they're doing it. And there's other movies that have been remade that are classics.
yes.
You
And
know what I mean?
how well were the remakes necessarily received? I think the only one that I can think of is Ocean's 11. But when we're talking
Fair.
about when we're talking
Yeah.
about when we're talking about Harry Potter, okay,
I know.
specifically Harry Potter, you are talking about performances that are pop culture icons. They are tied inherently to Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, Rupert Grint. It's not like Pride and Prejudice, where there's no one single iconic performance from 40 years ago, 80 years ago, when people were like, why are they redoing this? That's why I specifically went with The Godfather. Those performances were absolutely iconic. And then, yeah, there's material in the novel and in subsequent fiction to turn it into a television series if you wanted to. But why would you do that? Money notwithstanding, I know that in Hollywood, money is always the answer as to why they're doing something, but I need something a little bit more. So, like, why would you do this? It already generates billions of dollars a year. Always,
In
already.
income.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like the theme park is built around the movies in more ways than it is the book.
Yeah. Absolutely, it
You know what I
is.
mean? In my opinion. So yeah, I get that. I don't know, but I'm trying to be positive because I love the world of Harry Potter so much.
Has anyone talked about the onus that it's putting on the actors who have to follow that act? Has anyone thought about that? Don't screw up, kid, because it's
Yeah,
only a multi-billion-dollar franchise.
yeah, and not just kid. I was watching the trailer, and when there was a brief flash of Professor McGonagall, I'm like, oh, she's no Dame Maggie Smith.
No.
I know.
Yeah,
And maybe we would feel differently if it was 20 years from now.
maybe
Like
Ain't
if
too
it
soon.
maybe it's too soon.
could
No,
be. Very well.
it's been 20 what? Since the first movie came out, it's been
The
Well, they
first
made
movie, the first movie came out 25 years ago, and
so there you go.
I think the last one came out 10 years ago. That's not
So
a
there
whole lot of. Yeah,
no.
okay. Sony redid Spider-Man every 3 years, and they're now on. I think they're fourth. I think fourth. Yeah, third, fourth. Oh, who?
Third or fourth iteration.
Tobey
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland.
Tom Holland. Yeah, they're
hmm
on the third.
Third iteration.
Yeah.
Yep. It's
Yeah, so I don't know. Curious. I want to see what happens with it. I do love my Harry Potter world. I hope they treat these young stars fairly. I do hope that they're young. They're going to be kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
yep.
I'm still going to watch it, even though I don't think anyone will ever get better than Rupert Grint as Ron. And
Yeah.
he's so Ron in real life. He's just so coded that way. He's just so chill now. I have all this money. I'm fine.
Yeah. Yeah. That was pitch perfect casting with those three kids.
Yeah.
Absolutely perfect casting.
So we'll see what happens. It'll be fun to see in some ways and heartbreaking in others. Be like, oh my God, this isn't Hagrid.
Yeah, that's
You
the thing. It's hard to not. It used to be. The question was, oh, you're comparing the movies to the books. Now you're going to compare this series to the movies and the books. It's a
Yeah.
lot to live up to.
Maybe the television shows will be more explicit and give us more of the stuff that we're missing, like more
More
content stuff.
detail. Could be.
Yeah, that we don't have. I don't know. It should be interesting to see what happens, and we'll see when it comes out. In other news, they're re-releasing Jerry Maguire to movie theaters for its 30th anniversary. I loved that movie. Such a big fan. I think that was like what, 1996? Yeah.
Yes. If
Years
it's
ago.
the 30th anniversary, it would logically follow.
Shut up, Joe.
I'm just saying. Just saying.
Yeah.
Again,
I'm
I think I
I
surprised
saw
saw
there
that
that
isn't
movie.
some.
4 times in the theater. I love
I'm
that
surprised.
movie.
I'm surprised you don't know a big word for 30th anniversary.
Tertiary?
Like
I don't know.
semi sesquicentennial.
You have
Semi-quincentennial.
Tom Cruise, Cuba Gooding Jr., Renee Zellweger, Kelly Preston, Jerry O'Connell, Jay Moore, Bonnie Hunt, Regina King, Donal Logue, and so many more. Love this movie. It's not just show me the money or you had me at hello. It's just a great film, a wonderful rom com. And everyone came to that movie and just gave wonderful performances. Love Bonnie Hunt. I will watch anything she's in.
Yeah, she's great. I mean, the whole thing. I guess you could call it a modern classic at this point.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And
It,
the mission statement, the things we think but do not say. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's just so good. And like, it's just a different approach to movies in a way. There was just something, I don't know, effervescent. Just a great movie. It's always been one of my favorites. A good soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it stands out. And I think it stands up. That's the other thing. I think 30 years later, if you watch Jerry Maguire today, you would still be connected to it in a way that you were 30 years ago. I don't think it's like, you know, just a period piece of its era. I think it's still people would still connect with it,
I
and we'll
remember
find out.
I saw that movie for the first time at the Broadway Theater in Pittman back when they were still
Wow.
showing movies. Yeah. They would get them second run, so it wasn't like right when it premiered, but
Yeah.
that was the very first time that I ever went to the Broadway Theater. And
Who'd you go
what?
with?
Christy Romeo.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah. Her father lives in and around the area, and he recommended the Broadway theaters. Oh, okay, give it a shot. And it was great seeing a flick in an old movie house. Good times.
I also love second run movies. Like, $2, whatever it was, go in.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's how I saw Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, because I was not paying full price for that.
Yeah, that's a movie I went to and thought no one will ever want to watch this besides me. I like have a slightly bent sense of humor, and my buddy Jay and I went to see it, and we were like, "That's funny, but who's going to watch that?" Little
Well,
did we know that it became this huge hit.
you were incorrect. Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
for
I was like,
sure.
yeah, still not a fan. But nerds, the biggest nerd job out there is going to Stephen Colbert, who is leaving late night, whatever you want to say, however that's going on.
Hmm.
But he is going to be writing the next Lord of the Rings movie. And he's writing it with his son.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe there's more to be said about the world of the Lord of the Rings. I feel like we've done so many with the Hobbit trilogy and the original, and
This
Well,
is
Hobbit
even
it out.
taking it further than the Harry Potter thing because you're not even using source
Yeah.
material anymore. You're creating new. It's almost fan fiction gone wild because they're generating a whole new story, right? It's not going to be
right.
based on anything that
14
Tolkien wrote.
years after the passing of Frodo, Sam, Merry, and Pippin set out to retrace the first steps of their adventure.
Mm.
Meanwhile, Sam's daughter, Eleanor, has discovered a long buried secret and is determined to uncover why the War of the Ring was very nearly lost before it ever began. And again, this should be interesting. It's a good vanity project for Stephen Colbert and his son. He is such a Lord of the Rings nerd.
Oh, Lord.
He's had
Yeah.
guests on there. They've tried to stump him with trivia. They've given him fan items. I think he had a cameo in the Desolation of Smog. But
Might have. But I love how much he's been embracing his inner geek lately.
it's not so inner.
No, like really being out about it
Yeah, really.
in The most recent Star Trek series, Starfleet Academy, Stephen Colbert played the voice of the dean that would come over the announcements periodically. And if you didn't recognize his voice, you wouldn't know. But he's writing a Lord of the Rings film. He had a part in 10 episodes at least of a Star Trek series. I love how he's just, you know what? If I'm not going to be on Late Night anymore, I am going to just be a huge geek and get paid for it.
Yeah. And
Was
if
that
he does what
canceled?
Yes, they do have the second season in the can, so that will be coming out, but there will not be a third after that.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry for your loss.
It is what it is. Star Trek's been on for 60 years. Every now and again, it needs a little bit of a break.
Yeah, for sure. And maybe so is Stephen Colbert, but apparently he's not going to take one anytime
No,
soon. So
doesn't sound like he wants one.
When you're going to the movies this summer or spring, please be sure to wear your Oddcast gear.
Absolutely. You can do that. You can, because we've got mugs, which I don't necessarily know that you should bring into the theater, but
I don't
we've
think you're
got
allowed.
tumblers, if you could fit it into your purse and nobody's looking. I've seen people
Fair.
bring hoagies in there. I'm not recommending that though. But magnets, hats, t-shirts, we've got crew neck sweatshirt, pullover hoodie, zip up hoodie, all of that and more. Jersey-Oddcast.printify.me.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate that. So, with the Oddcast Odd Poll for this week, we're going to talk about spring. Does spring energy make you more productive? The sun is out, spring is here, the crocuses are coming up. But the question is, are you more productive in the spring? Is it new season, new me? Are you like, yep, for one day I'll be more productive? Or do you make lists and ignore them? Or winter you and spring you are the same person? How do you feel about the spring? How does it energize you or not?
Yeah, winter me and spring me are the same person. I feel like I'm more productive because with more daylight, I can do stuff later, but I'm the same person. If it's a nice day, I'm not going to want to feel like doing anything inside. So, yeah,
Gabriel?
yeah,
all
I
season
feel a
trade.
little more productive in the spring because of what Joe said. The days being longer a little bit, and there's more things going on. But I don't know that I get turned into a whole different person. How about you, Gina?
I make a lot of lists. I have a lot of plans of things that I want to do, and then I get distracted. Yeah. So it's very sad, but
Yeah,
that's okay. It's also the time for spring cleaning, whether it's for your home or your business. And if you are in need of a dumpster or have a need of one just for a short time or regular service, please call our friends at United Roll Off.
That's right. If you're looking for fast, reliable dumpster service, then call United Roll Off Service and Recycling LLC, family owned by the Grasso family and proudly serving South Jersey since 1999. 3 generations strong, United Roll Off is your local solution for household cleanouts, construction debris, concrete, and yard waste with 11, 20, and 30-yard dumpsters ready when you need them. Serving Hammonton and all of Atlantic, Burlington, Camden, Cumberland, and Gloucester counties, they've got the size, service, and local touch you can trust. Visit them at 735 Wiltshires Mill Road, Hammonton, or call 609-561-8287 to get started today. United Roll Off, local, loyal, and ready to haul.
So this week for the Oddcast Odd Fact, I wanted to stay relatively local. And before we would have the multiplex, we had the drive-in. And the New Jersey twist of the movie Drive-In is that New Jersey is the birthplace of the drive-in movie theater.
No, that's right.
Back on June 6, 1933, Richard Hollingshead Jr. opened the world's first automobile movie theater on Admiral Wilson Boulevard in Pennsauken. We're talking a 30 by 40 foot screen and room for about 400 cars. If you fast forward to today, the Delsey Drive-In Theater is New Jersey's last remaining traditional drive-in, and it reopens this weekend. From right around now through November, it's double features, concession stand classics, and that perfect watch a movie from your car vibe. This weekend, gates open at 6:15. Movies start around 7:45. 2 screens, 4 movies, no buffering. So while the rest of the world is scrolling, South Jersey is keeping a nearly 100-year-old tradition alive. And honestly, that could be the most South Jersey thing ever.
It's been great. We've been there.
We have.
Have you? And I tell you, it's an experience. The food's good. atmosphere is throwback all the way, and it draws a lot of people.
Yeah, I have never been to a drive-in movie. Never. Yeah, I
You've
know.
never been?
Never. No, never. I have never been to a drive-in
That's
movie.
stunning.
I know. I You're sitting
You
there
should
mouth
make you
good.
should
Good heavens.
rectify that.
I'm buffering. I'm buffering.
That's great.
Yeah, no, never
Uh,
been. When I was a kid, we didn't go, and Landis has been open forever. Like we would go to like a movie
you
theater.
mean Delsey?
That's what I mean. Yeah, yeah. I saw films at the Landis Theater, but that's not a drive-in, obviously. But like I saw Snow White at the Landis. Now that I think about
Okay.
it. Anywho, yeah, never been. Never been.
Okay,
How about that?
you must go this summer. Find a friend and go. This weekend they have Super Mario Galaxy movie and the Goat. And then the other movie they have is Project Hail Mary and Crime 101. Now my problem with this is that the movies start later and I'm asleep, so
Yeah.
Crime 101 is going to start at 10:35 p.m. No, Gene will be asleep. But we've gone and we've had a blast. It's so much
Mhm.
fun. I can't believe you've never been to the drive-in.
Yeah, Lord, I've been to the movies a million times, just never a drive-in.
Oh my god!
How
And
about
like,
that?
wasn't there a drive-in in Hammonton back in the day, Gabe?
Well,
Circus
there was
drive.
one in Mullica, the circus,
Yeah.
That
right in
was
Mullica, right outside of Hammonton. The
that was
screen is still there. If you drive
yeah,
down the White Horse
yeah.
Pike,
The
you'll
screen is
see the
still there,
screen.
but it has never been open in my lifetime. I don't even know when
No,
they
not
closed that.
mine either.
Yeah.
Mine either.
So tickets are $15 each, and there's a food permit if you want to bring in your own food.
Mm.
So it's comparable to going to a regular movie theater, and if you want to bring in your own food, okay, there's a fee. That makes sense because they make their money on the concessions.
Yeah. Yeah.
So go this spring and summer, have fun at the movies, enjoy it the way our parents and grandparents did, and the way it's a very New Jersey thing. We need to keep this alive. We lost a lot of the caviar industry, people, so we need to keep the drive-in theater
That's
going.
right. Fish eggs out. Keep the drive-ins going.
Joe, what's the weather like for Holy Week?
I was buffering.
You're
Since you
feeling that one?
asked,
It's
yeah.
contagious.
Sounds like it's time for the Oddcast forecast, according to the app on my smartphone, and sponsored by Ben Castone Landscaping. Call Ben Castone for all your landscaping needs at 609-561-3452. They're here to keep your yard looking great no matter what the season, and to answer your question, roller coaster. Weather's going to be a roller
Okay.
coaster. Yeah.
Okay, Six Flags.
Wednesday, we're looking at a high of 83 and a low of 52 with rain and then thunderstorms later in the day. Those thunderstorms are herald the coming of a cold front. We're looking at a high of 54 and a low of 46 on Thursday. Again, that will be cloudy in the morning and rain in the evening. And that rain will continue into Good Friday. We're looking at the possibility of rain off and on throughout the day with a high of 72 and a low of 56. And those who pay attention from year to year should not be surprised because more often than not, it rains on Good Friday. Yeah.
It does.
It does. Thank you, everyone, for joining us this week. As always, you can find us online, jerseyoddcast.com, Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, TikTok, YouTube, all your favorite podcast streaming apps. And if you're really bored and you have no one else to talk to and you just need a friend, give us a call, 609-444-6178, or shoot us an email, jerseyoddcast@gmail.com. We'll see you around next week because we'll be back with more chaos, commentary, and community because someone's got to do it. Have a good one.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.